How to create a dashboard using Salesforce. Hey everyone and welcome. I hope you are all doing great. In this video, I'll be showing you step by step what you need to do to create a dashboard within your Salesforce account. Now, obviously, dashboards here are going to help you view specifics in a much easier way that you specify how you want to see it. You can see it in a bar chart, a donut chart, and many different ways that you can just set up your dashboards to be completely up to your standards and see exactly what you want to see as fast as possible instead of, going through each specific reports and so on. Now, basically, to get started, you will need to go ahead and log into your Salesforce account, and now it's going to be probably the most important step about creating your dashboard within Salesforce, which is going to reports, and you will need to have your reports here. But this is not all. You will need to create your reports and also make sure that your reports have some sort of grouping in there. Without this, without you having grouping within your reports, it's not going to work. You can't really create a dashboard, or the charts are not going to even show you anything if you don't have the grouping in your reports. So just go ahead and create your new report and just make sure that you have some sort of grouping. Let's see, for example, I just went through public reports just to check if for example, let me just go back, see if I can show you an example here. If not, then I may have to create one real quick. Let me see. So I just created this one. It was the sample one. So you can see here, we don't really have any grouping here, so this one wouldn't really work. I'm just going to rename this so it's something more, you know exactly the name of it, testing reports for dashboard. So we have this report now, and now I just need to group with a specific here. So for example, let me see, hold on. Okay, so I just used stage as the grouping. So here is basically how it's going to look like. Just make sure underneath the outline here, you have a specific grouping option here. If not, then again, the following steps are not going to work for you. So we have this report now. Let me rename this because I had to create another one. Testing report for dashboard. You will need to actually give it a name that you will know right away, since we won't be using it within the dashboard view. So you have your reports now, so you can see everything in here, and you can see the grouping here. So by stage, you can see the stages here. And now that you have this report, we will just go ahead and make sure we save this. And here, if you want to give it a unique name, if you want to give it a description, it's up to you. But then you can choose the folder, whether it's a private report or a different type of folder, which is going to be more public. Completely up to you. I'm just going to keep it as private and click on save. And now I should have it in the reports. If I can just go here, if I can just go to private reports, it should be in here. So this is step one. Make sure you have your report. And if you already have a report, just make sure that it is a set and has a group in it, because it's very important. Now, step two is just navigate to the dashboard view over here. And you can just click on it, and then we can just go ahead. And by the way, here you will have all the list of the dashboards that you have created from in the past. So they should all show up in here. But we want to create a new one, so we will create a new dashboard. And if you want, you can also set a new folder for your dashboards if you want to navigate easily. So we just click on new dashboard, and then they will open up the editing section or the canvas for us, where we can create our dashboard. So first, give it a name. So a name that is going to be proper and allows you to immediately know what you're going into. So I'm just going to name it testing dashboard, because my mind is blank. I can't really think of anything. If you want to give it a description, to dashboard for viewing tests or whatever it may be. Now again, you will have the folder, same thing here. If you want it to be private and only you can see it, then just keep it as this folder. If not, you can select folder and just change it to a different folder, which is going to be public. Create. Once you're done and happy with your folder and the name, and now we should have the empty canvas, which is this one right here. So you can see it's more like blocks. This way you can see exactly how you're setting things up. And basically, to create your dashboard, it's very simple. You just click on plus widget, and then we can add text, image, or chart, or table, which is going to be the actual thing we need to worry about. Now for text and image, it's very simple and self-explanatory. You can just add them later on. But for charts or table, you just click on that. And now it's going to be the option where we will need to create, select the report that we have just created, if you remember, and the one that has an actual group. So I'm just going to be using this one. If you just go to private reports, make sure it's exactly this one. So testing reports for dashboard is the one that we have just created. So click on it and click on select. So this is step one. So selecting the actual report. Next up, we will go ahead and select the type of chart that we want. So we can create a bar chart, which is going to be horizontal, as you can see. And here you can see the grouping that we have, which is going to be by stage, as I set it up to be. If you set up the grouping as something else like owner or whatever it may be, then it's going to also show up. Otherwise, it's not going to even work for your dashboard. So now we can set up, for example, the vertical blocks, and then we can just go ahead and scroll down, and you will have more options here to set. So for example, the y-axis, if you want to set things up differently. Display units, we can actually see full numbers. For example, we can see y-axis range if you want it to be custom, so you can actually increase it or decrease it. And then decimal places, you can set them up to be like that, or just 0, or automatic if you want. I'd like to keep it as 0. Now sort by the stage, obviously, because this is the group that we have. If you have multiple groups, you can go ahead and actually set the one that you want to showcase in here within the sort by. So you can create multiple groups within the report, and then it's going to show up in here. Custom link, max groups, displayed, and so much more stuff. Like the title and stuff like that. And you can also make it dark mode, which I prefer. And this is pretty much your dashboard here. And you can just click on add, and it's going to be automatically added to your dashboard. Now you can make it bigger or smaller depending on how you want it to be. Obviously, you can't really make it too small, otherwise it's going to be a little bit annoying to view. But you have the basic dashboard here for the report that we just created. Now, what we can also do is create another one for a different report, and we can also make it a little bit different. So we can just go ahead and select the same report that we have just created, but this time we can make it a line report. We can make it a donut, or this type of chart, where it's going to show us exactly which stage is best or has more, depending on exactly what you're looking for. Here we have, obviously, each one has specific settings underneath. This one is going to be the number, or the actual number here. So how this works is, if you scroll down, you can set up a range for if it's below, for example, 33, it's going to be in red. If it's in between, it's going to be yellow, and if it's more, which is what you're looking for, then it's going to be green. So here we can actually go ahead and change this so that it is here. Let's just set it as 0 first. Here we can change this to 23, so it should be green now. And here, yeah, this is how to make it works basically. So it's a range stuff, and you can make it also dark if you want to have a dark background, and you can just simply add and move it around. wherever you want it to be. Make it bigger or smaller depending on how you want it to be exactly. And we can add more stuff like another chart if you want, same report, select, and you can see a lot more stuff like the actual gauge. Again, you will need to set the range. Here you have this bucket or funnel, whatever you want to call it. Also, same thing. And just feel free to add all the components that you want to add. And then at the end, you can always just save the actual dashboard. Let me just set this up. You can just, once you're done and you're happy with it, you can set save the dashboard and it should be completely done and it's going to be there for you. You can just simply click on it and you have your dashboard ready to go. So this is pretty much how to create a dashboard within Salesforce. It's very easy and simple, yet very important to have. And I hope you liked this video and found it to be helpful. And thanks for watching.